Melee?
Sorry guys, this is gonna be in 2 parts because, well, it was a really long recording anyway, and my stream died. So, continuing about Smash.
Aha.
Quick segue.
I like Zero Suit Samus. Go ahead, Dapper, Mike, Flora, tFay. Who is your main Smash Bros. Character you play?
In which
Kirby.
game? In which game? It's different for
The
every game.
Ultimate. Shut up. Ultimate. You know what I'm talking about.
No,
Link.
I don't.
And it hasn't
Ultimate
changed
has every character.
since
Yes, and
the
they
original
played
Super Smash
differently.
Bros.
Do not give me some garbage that it's the same in each
tFay,
gen.
stop this.
It's always
tFay,
Kirby.
you know what I'm talking about. I'm obviously talking about the latest game where you can play it.
Well, see, here's my thing. I don't have a maiden Ultimate because I barely played it.
But you have the game.
Yeah, you know what I did?
Played it.
No. Legitimately, I bought Smash Ultimate. I played through the single player campaign. I played one drunken night of multiplayer, and that's it. And then the one time I played against you.
Oh, I thought that was the drunken multiplayer night.
No. It was an actual it was literally I went to someone's house and I was late, so I had to catch up on drinking.
Okay, I see.
No, I
Dapper,
literally
Mike,
haven't played
Flora.
enough to have a main. I
Super
can say
Smash-
that
If he doesn't know,
Yeah.
I'm actually a huge Legend of Zelda fan, and I've played every single game to completion.
Have you played it on the Game & Switch console?
God damn,
No,
we're
I
not
played them
going
on the
into this.
original console
Sorry.
they put up on.
We're not going into
I
this.
apologize. I apologize.
Moving on. All right, TLDR, Super Smash Bros. Is becoming too much of a fighting game. That is
Yeah.
my
we
that is my
didn't
anger.
get the answer question. How have they played
As
it?
much as Sakurai wants it to not be a fighting game, it's a fighting
okay.
game.
my mains in Melee and Brawl in that order were Peach and Falco, for what it's worth, because I actually played those
that's fine.
games.
Hands off my
I preferred Mario in Gen 1, Mewtwo in Melee, and in what was it? He just said the name and I forgot it.
Brawl?
Brawl, I never really picked a favorite one, to be honest. And then Ultimate, it's Zero Suit Samus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Anything else to say
So
about Smash?
next game, Smash got a new character. Next game, Mario, Metroid Dread.
Yeah, Metroid
Hell yeah.
Dread is definitely worth talking about.
Oh yeah.
It's
Metroid
basic.
Dread.
I mean, I don't. How much do we? All right. Like, there's so much. It's literally. Do you like 2D Metroid? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They're
it's
actually
also
giving you that.
kind of exciting because it has
Not
been confirmed
Nintendo
that it is
Metroid.
the next game after Fusion. Like it follows Fusion.
Yes. And Fusion was at this point was the latest game in the timeline essentially.
Yes.
Because most of the games in the Metroid series were mostly released chronologically. Like Metroid 1, 2, Return of Samus Return, either of those. One is the remake. Those were in that order, and Fusion was the last one. But then Prime actually takes place between 1 and 2. The whole Prime series.
technically, because of what was the one that everybody
What was
hates?
Metroid Fusion on? I was curious.
What was the
Game Boy
one that
Advance.
everybody hates is made by Team Ninja?
I don't know who made those. Who made what?
I forgot it, but it's Other M. That's
Is it
what it
Other
is.
M?
Other M. Other
What-
M
what was
actually
the-
decanonizes the Metroid Prime series, so they're now on a separate
Oh.
sort of canonity.
I didn't know that.
What was
Well, I
the
haven't- I
last
also haven't played that
Metroid
one.
game made? I was curious.
Released?
Yeah.
Or
What?
last
Last
one that
Metroid
was
game.
released?
The last
Was
one
it
that was
Other M?
released
Was it
was
Other M,
Return
or
of
was there
Samus.
one?
And then after that,
Oh,
they
right,
they
okay.
announced that they were making Metroid Prime 4, which hasn't been released yet. And now they've
Mhm.
announced that they're making Metroid Prime or Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
So Metroid Dread will be the
Um,
next released, and then Metroid Prime 4 sometime in the future.
But
Mhm.
no, the last game. What console was it released on? That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
track down.
Oh. Well,
100% 3DS.
3DS.
It's one of the last
Yeah,
3DS games.
3DS. Yeah.
DS? Okay. Okay, that's really what I just want to know. I'm a bit. I
Yeah.
love Metroid, and I haven't played any of the Metroid Prime games, but I would love to play more. So 3DS is what I need.
I
So to
highly,
clarify,
highly,
because,
with the utmost high of recommendations, recommend Metroid Prime 1 and 2.
So
Yeah.
to
I
clarify
mean,
for
I've only
anyone
played those
confused,
two. I didn't have a Wii, so
So before this
Okay.
continue, I just want to clarify because the live chat's having the same confusion I did when I first watched the trailer. This Dread is Metroid 5, which is not the same as the Metroid Prime storyline. You have Metroid
Right.
and Metroid
It's
Prime, which are two
Metroid
completely
5.
different things.
Yes.
Okay, now continue, Gush.
Metroid Prime now coming to a Game and Watch console near you.
Yeah, Metroid Prime is
Probably
now
that.
actually a separate timeline from the normal Metroid games.
So yeah, other than that, you have like Metroid 1, Metroid 2, which is Return of Samus or Samus Return. One of those is the remake, I always forget. Then there's Super
Returns
Metroid, Super Metroid, which is the third one.
Mhm.
And
Then
then
Metroid Fusion.
Metroid Fusion.
And
and
there was
Other M
also
is-
Zero Mission, which was a continuation of Super Metroid, and then there was Metroid
Was-
Fusion.
No, Zero Mission is a remake of the first one with an extra
That's right.
bit
You're
stuck
right.
at the end. Yeah.
Yes.
The Zero Mission is a remake of the first one, and then Return of Samus is a remake of the second one.
Yes.
Or Samus Return. I still don't remember. You just said it, but
it's fair.
yeah.
There are a lot of remakes in this series at this point.
Yeah. And then Other M.
Other M
Wait.
was supposed to take place between Super Metroid and Fusion as sort of a
Yeah.
tie-in story. And it was only supposed to be like a few hours long. It wasn't supposed to be a huge game, but then it
So
exploded.
basically, we need all right. Next spreadsheet, Mike. Timelines for Zelda and Metroid,
No.
and you have to make them all canon. All right, go.
Cool.
Keep
Got
it
it.
going.
No, the Zelda timeline is so messy that they needed Breath of the Wild to tie it all together.
Hey, all right? Have you ever watched the Unraveled episode of the Breath of the Wild timeline where they tied everything together with Zelda Monopoly?
Yeah.
It was the best thing ever.
Wow.
'Cause I couldn't even argue with the logic they were making. They were like Zelda Monopoly fixes the Zelda time. I'm like, all right, I've watched this multiple times and I can't see anything wrong with this logic.
Nope. That's just the Zelda timeline for you.
Are we gonna start paying Mike for this as the live chat? We paid Mike by being amazing and appreciating
That
his
That is
work.
true. We shower
Yeah.
Mike with compliments.
All right, let's be honest, guys. Mike was gonna make the spreadsheet whether or not we read it or not. All right, we're
It's true. As soon
publicizing
as it
Yeah,
his
was
work.
pretty much.
it's going to happen.
We do really appreciate it.
But we should
but
probably
more-
pay Mike regardless, just
Well,
out of the
you
Mike,
know
range.
have
what?
we
All
told
right,
you,
you know what?
how amazing you look
Okay.
today? You
First
are.
of all
Oh my
right,
God.
can we get? All right, we're gonna put Mike's Twitch channel in the description of this if you're on YouTube, and if we can get live shoutouts for Mike, if you're watching this live, because Mike is a streamer. I know people somehow don't realize this because he never streams except for when the blue moon rises and all the planets align.
Yep,
But
about
he does
once every other month.
he does.
He
do
does it for
streams,
charity. What
and
a
they're
what
usually
a hero.
charity streams. All right, guys.
Oh my
so
God.
Yeah.
please go follow Mike. All right, and don't be like me and actually watch his streams within a year of knowing him. All right, no big deal. No big deal.
So, are we done arguing about Super Smash Bros. And
We're
Metroid?
talking about
Do we
Metroid.
want to
What
talk
are
about
you-
Super Monkey Ball?
What conversation are you in, Noctis?
I don't think there
Well,
was an
it's actually
argument,
in my
but
own world.
let's. I think we can move on for the
I don't-
Metroid.
So, Metroid Dread.
Oh, I was going to say
I'm giving it my
we
thumbs
didn't
up. It
actually
looks
talk
like it's
about.
going to be fun.
Yeah, we didn't actually talk
We
about.
did
Dread,
not talk
we just
about
talked
Metroid
the timeline.
Dread.
Okay. I think.
Sure.
Well, I think Dread. I don't think the selling point of Dread is in Dread. I think the selling point of Dread is that it's a game in the timeline. I think that's why you care about it. Like it's 2D Metroid in the timeline, and that's its selling point. I don't think people watch the trailer and go, "Yeah, this
Well, it's
gameplay
that.
makes me
Well,
want
the
to do
people
it."
that watch the trailer and also
Oh,
played
well-
Metroid Returns, they're going to recognize the same guys that made it. And that game is Metroid Returns is fantastic. It's another game I recommend. Like the remake
So-
for 2, it's phenomenal. So if,
Yeah,
if you enjoyed that one, you're definitely going to enjoy the new
Wait,
one.
it's a remake of Super
Also, if
Metroid?
you, also, if you enjoyed, no, Super Metroid is a third game.
Yeah, Super Metroid's
Is
third.
it?
It's Metroid,
I
Metroid,
don't have
Metroid
much
2,
of-
and Super Metroid. Yeah. But also if you enjoyed Fusion, because I really enjoyed Fusion. I didn't play the 3DS game because I didn't have a 3DS. And what I thought was so great about Fusion is it was a Game Boy Advance game, right? So also the graphics were, pixely. They were fine. They were great. But it was a small side scroller, and they did such a good job of making it like creepy in the best way.
Yeah, this
And-
trailer definitely made it look really creepy.
Well,
yeah,
no,
because you had
Fusion.
this. Yeah, but both. I think Dread really takes that. This has the same vibe as Fusion. The graphics are very different. Some of the art style, the design, whatever, is very different. The really scary thing that followed you around in Fusion looked very different than the thing in Metroid Dread, but the idea is the same. There's a
Yes.
monster.
Dread looked creepy to you
There's
guys?
an enemy.
It was pretty. It was pretty.
It
clean.
looked more
Sure.
tense, I'd say, I guess.
Yeah, but
Well,
there's
it's
an
the idea
enemy
that you're
you
up against
can't.
something that's stronger than you, something you
Yeah,
can't
you can't
necessarily
beat it.
fight back against.
You have to outrun it for the most part.
Yes.
Eventually, you can fight it, but you have to sneak basically in a side scroller or
gotta
run.
creep.
One of the secrets of
Mhm.
horror is that you need to depower the player. And it looks like
Yeah.
they're going to do a nice balance of that, where you can still fight things, but there are going to be things that you just can't fight. And it's going to build a nice sense of tension, which is what I really liked about the Metroid Prime series too, is it did the same thing in that sense. So I'm excited. I
Mhm.
really want to play Dread.
It's
Yeah.
also Metroid. For those who don't know, Metroid was greatly inspired by the Alien film.
Yeah.
That's true.
Which yeah, I think they do a really good job with horror in that way. Even though it's not, I wouldn't describe it as a horror game for the most part. Yeah, of Metroid. And
I
Dread looks really
I
cool.
kind of would,
I
in the
also,
same way
I
that I
actually,
describe Alien as a horror movie, wherein
Mhm.
it's very scary early on, but then once Ripley gets the flamethrower, well, then all of a sudden the tables are
Yeah,
turned.
true.
Suddenly they have an
Shit
effective
is
weapon.
still scary. That
Yeah,
Alien is
I
a
suppose
straight up
just
horror movie.
most
I would argue,
most horror
but I would say,
games
yeah,
have more
fair enough.
jump scares and stuff.
Modern
Or
horror
like,
games definitely.
yeah, not all horror games have jump scares, of course. Same as not all horror films have jump scares, but Alien does. And
Alien
Well,
has a
Metroid,
couple.
Alien does it very well, though. At least the older
oh
aliens,
yeah,
where it's not like they just pop out. It's like they build up that it's there. You know
Mhm.
it's there.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
like
think
you
look
Alien's
at
see it
great
in the
horror game
background slink down. It's
or
like,
film.
okay, well, I know something's going to happen now.
look at Metroid and Metroid 2. Metroid is definitely based around you have to explore this creepy planet. You don't have any idea what you're fighting. By the time you're done, success, just like Alien. Congrats. Then you move on to separate. And we're skipping Metroid 2 because that doesn't work for my analogy. Super Metroid and
Oh my.
Aliens. They're both you fight more of the same villains. It's louder, you move faster, you get bigger guns, and yet you're still powerless. That's fantastic. I love that about Super Metroid. Easily one of my favorite games ever.
Also about Dread, the trailer wasn't super long in the direct, but they did have a separate
The
what was a
treehouse.
separate video? Yeah, exactly. Where they I don't know if you watched it, Dapper.
I didn't get a
It's a,
chance to because I immediately started playing Breath of the Wild after the direct.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah. No, I watched that one, and they it's basically like a gameplay
Yeah,
demo
it's a chance for
that
the
they play
devs to
through and
show
talk
off
about,
the game itself. Yeah.
and yeah, it looks good.
Oh, I'm so
It really
excited.
has me. It really does have me interested.
Oh,
They show a little bit more of the monster and how it works. It's not exactly
ooh,
the same
I'm
as
gonna have to look that up later.
it's not exactly the same as SAX in Fusion. Yeah,
Interesting.
no, it looks cool. It looks cool. I'm
Excellent.
really excited. I might be more excited about Dread than I am about Breath of the Wild 2. And look, hear me out. I am really excited. I am really excited for Breath of the Wild 2. But okay, I guess the difference is I knew that was coming. This surprised me. So I guess that's why. Also, this is coming in October, and we don't have a release date yet for Breath of the Wild 2. So I'm hyped.
Like Breath of the Wild 2 is in the just above no gameplay doesn't exist territory. It's like...
fair.
Like
I did also see more gameplay.
Technically gave us gameplay of Breath of the Wild, but not really gameplay.
Well, I mean, we saw enough to know that the gameplay is going to feel somewhat similar. We also got to see that there's now a flamethrower attached to your shield.
Like, I saw nothing to tell me about gameplay mechanics and things like that. Like, for all we know, there's no stamina in this game. Like, they haven't shown anything like that.
Yeah, there are some things missing.
Sure, it's possible, but I mean, even before this trailer, I would have assumed that the core gameplay would be the same.
I would make an argument that if you're going to make a sequel, you need to show that in the gameplay that it's not different. Because most games do that, and like I've seen when they don't do that, that the things they don't show are the gameplay mechanics that they change and piss people off.
I think, well, the thing about Breath of the Wild 2 is I think they don't have all of that in yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't really think about it.
Really far out. It's still
that's why I say it's just above doesn't exist territory in my mind.
Right.
We definitely see some like aspects that we recognize though, like the magnesis, like in freezing time. We see some stuff we recognize.
Interesting though, and this isn't a mechanical thing, but visually, you don't have a Sheikah Slayton. Instead, you use your mechanical arm, which is kind of neat.
Yeah. Oh, sure. They are going to introduce some different stuff.
They just put your Sheikah Slate into an arm?
Yeah, so if you go back and watch the trailer, when it first shows Link falling out of the sky, if you look at his right arm, you'll notice that it's like ancient technology. And then if you watch whenever he uses all the powers, he just sticks his hand out. He doesn't have a Sheikah Slate.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that. It's probably going to be the same format.
I sort of...
and it also shows the reason for it in the trailer. But if for people that want to go in completely blind, I won't say anything about it.
What I sort of assume is that it's going to be... The gameplay is going to be as similar to Breath of the Wild 1 as like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask were similar. They introduced some new mechanics in Majora's Mask.
Interesting comparison.
Oh, it's a direct sequel. It's a direct sequel. The animation style is basically the same.
Wind Waker to Spirit Tracks, or Wind Waker to Phantom Hourglass, that is.
Okay, so...
Yeah, well, those were also on different platforms.
Right.
Which I think probably contributed to that, but yeah.
Probably.
So on a different...
Yeah, no. Again, what I sort of expect is, the difference to be similar to, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
So, on a different note, is anyone else besides me, like, super excited in the weirdest way about Mario Party Superstars?
I was hoping we were going to talk about this, because I am so hyped for Mario Party Superstars.
So, context for anyone who doesn't know why everyone's hyped about this, because if you've been following Mario Party Seed, it's Mario Party's out, no one cares. Mario Party's out, no one cares. Mario Party's out, no one cares. Mario Party's online, some people care. And then, like, why is everyone going nuts over it? Because it's N64 remaster, basically. They're just not calling it that. All right?
It's 5 did I admit? Whoa. What?
They're Alright, so for anyone who doesn't know, it's 5 classic boards and 100 minigames. Thank you, Mike Spreadsheet. All from the N64 era of Mario Party. Right? Like, literally, like, 1 through 4, I believe is...
I thought it was
300 1 through 3. I don't know. I'm just literally going off Mike's spreadsheet. Maybe it's 300.
Yeah, there were only 3 Mario Party 64. There were only 3 Mario Party games on the Nintendo 64.
Okay, then it's those 3.
Sorry.
My point is that they're basically remaking the best Mario Party games, basically in a collection.
You hated your co-players. That's what I want out of a Mario Party game. I want to look at the people playing with me and say, I hate
Yes,
you.
I understand.
Really? Did
That's
you
why
have
people
to?
like that. But in the world we live in, my friends don't live near me anymore, and I want to be able to yell at them over
That's sad truth.
Discord when I'm playing Mario Party
Yeah.
Superstars.
Let's yell at each other, tFay.
So, now, do you not think that if I get me, you, and 2 other poor souls in a game of Mario Party, that everyone's not gonna love
Oh,
that?
I'm joining. You have no choice. I'm self-inserting myself.
All right. I bet you we're gonna have people fighting over to get in this. All right, we can have
Yep.
Luna Lounge Mario Party special.
Yeah, but how many
And
of them
this
have,
is the
know
end
how
of
to use
Luna
an
Lounge.
actual longsword? I will fight every one of them.
All right. You know what, guys?
What'd you
All right,
say,
you know what?
Dapper?
If it
I'm
comes
sorry.
down to it, we're gonna make it a Patreon board. We'll paywall it if there's that many people fighting
Oh,
over it.
Mario Party reward. I like it. Join the Patreon and you gain access to our special Mario Party Discord. The only place where you can play with us. I love it. Yeah.
We'll see. But point, like, long story short, like that was a drop. All right, not Mario Party 9, 10, whatever. All right,
Oh no.
remake the old shit and make it online. It's like the best combo. All right, if they did not say online, I would have cried. I'd have been
I
like,
mean, but like, that marketing was super good. Like, because that was made for us. Like, people who are now adults that played those games when we were children, that was made for us. Like, let's be real. It was fueled by our nostalgia for that game and the fact that they know that adults are going to probably move on to some place that isn't their hometown, and they're not going to be able to play with the friends that they played these games originally with. This game was made for us.
Hey
exactly.
man, I want to punch my sibling through the internet. Fuck you! You didn't have to take my star. You could have stolen coins. Oh, it's bringing back some great
I feel
memories.
like Noctis' yelling actually made his audio worse.
Yes.
Probably.
And I think one of the things was not just online, but it like you can match with strangers too. It's not
Yeah,
you don't
you
have to
could
have
literally
friends.
do. I could actually stream me versus random people on the internet. Not that I'm necessarily going to, but damn,
Yeah,
that's
but
an interesting
is it-
feature.
Is it versus the internet that really that's not the
No,
draw?
that's not this.
It's
No,
you have to play against
Alright.
people you know.
Noctis, are you
Yeah,
never
you have
able
to
to
ruin the
appreciate
friendships, otherwise it
things
just
that
doesn't
you
have the same
don't
luster.
want that exist? All right, I'm happy that it's a feature. I have zero use for it. I'm not excited about it, but I'm happy that they added it.
Yeah, more options is
I'm
more
used to
better in
hating
most
people
cases.
on the internet.
Like, I want people to have accessibility to things. It's like, easy modes, good subtitles. I don't care about these things, but I want it in there.
That's a good one.
And speaking of remakes, I don't know if you call this remake, WarioWare. Actually,
I was
coming
hoping we were
back.
going to talk about it. I was just waiting for that segue.
Alright.
Go ahead. You
Oh.
guys can talk about that. I'm gonna go grab something to drink. I don't care about
Cool.
Wario.
You know who also drinks? Wario.
Listen! Don't you dare compare me to Wario! Those are fighting words!
I was actually just trying to talk more about Wario when you got your drinks.
But
okay.
WarioWare is pretty fire. It looks like or at least it looks like it's going to be really
Right,
fire.
anyway, yeah, hold on. I think we need to actually explain WarioWare for the 5 people who aren't, old and don't know what WarioWare is.
Yeah, I guess.
WarioWare,
I'll let you do it.
Anyone who doesn't know, all right. So imagine imagine playing Mario Party the way people always want to play after they've been playing it for a few months, and only mini games. And imagine those mini games last about 30 seconds. And it's like they're just really fast games, and it's just very exciting because it's so fast. It keeps your adrenaline rushing. I guess like you ever play. It's like if you were to invest yourself in a game, and you're gonna lose, like Mario Party. You don't really want to keep playing. You don't have time for that at WarioWare. It's just endless adrenaline. It's great.
Yeah, and
Well,
it doesn't
it's
really
like-
give you much in the way
it's
of
like-
instruction either. It's just like a
Yeah.
usual simple like one sentence. Do this.
And it's great.
Well, it's kind of like rice. Rice is the perfect food when you're hungry and you want to eat a million of something. WarioWare is the perfect game if you want to play a bunch of different games really fast over and over, one after another.
it's like rhythm games with diversity.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic.
For anyone in the live chat listening who's surprised to like WarioWare, I didn't really play all the WarioWare games per se, but I just think they're just really well designed. I like well designed games even if I don't play them, except Zelda, because
That is good. That is a good mentality to have.
damn their weapons. Also, not really hating on it, but I actually care less about Metroid than I do about Zelda. Not even saying it's bad. I just, me in space. Never care about space things. If you're in space,
So,
I care less.
Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Okay, this is how you sum up Shin Megami Tensei 5. Yeah, dog. I heard you like weeb games, but now you're a girl with blue hair. Done. That's it. That's it.
Oh no. Flora, I can't move you in. There we go.
I did. Don't worry. I got it.
No, Shin
there
Megami
you go.
Tensei. So for anyone who doesn't know Shin Megami Tensei specifically, that is the origin of the Persona franchise, technically. Because Persona franchise is a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. So it's, imagine the gameplay mechanics of Persona where you fight monsters, you recruit monsters, all the elemental attacks are basically the same, but really dark storylines where people die. Because you
Isn't
fuck up.
Devil Summoner a part of that?
Yes.
as
Devil
well?
Summoner is also a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
It's basically you make choices, people die, recruit monsters. It's good shit, but it's dark. Just a disclaimer, it's dark. All right, but you also are a girl with blue hair, so obviously game of the year.
What? Was it a girl?
I don't know. She
Yeah.
no, the main character is a dude, but the in gameplay was a girl.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So
Wait, what?
So they showed two parts. They showed cutscenes of the main character in the human world, and then they showed him getting sucked into a portal, and then you see a girl. So this means one of two things. One, you could customize your character, and they're just not telling us. Or you get possessed. You're a guy in a girl's body. I don't know.
I think the normal world one was also a girl. She just had shorter hair.
Really? I swear that was a dude.
If that's the case, she was wearing a male uniform when heading
Yeah,
to school.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, because uniforms are very specific in Japan or Japanese themed games, I guess.
Fair.
But that being said,
I know.
in
Looked like a
anime
girl to me,
sometimes they
but maybe
subvert.
just
So they subvert that expectation.
I don't know. It could be that they made it so a girl could wear a guy's uniform. That's
it was just
like,
an
it's
androgynous
possible.
dude. But yeah, I don't know.
Either way, I suppose it doesn't really matter right now.
We'll find out more gameplay. It's a solid pick. I'm just gonna throw out like 10 seconds to say Danganronpa, one of the best series ever that everybody wants more of.
Let's go.
I
A
stand
3-game
by
collection.
literally 4-game. 4-game.
Oh, 4. Oh, right.
1 through 3 and S.
Yes.
So
I forgot about
even though
S.
they technically didn't include the spin-off game with his sister, all right, gonna be a weeb here. All right, I played it. All right, is it good? No. Should you play it? No, but it exists, and I want it in my collection. But Danganronpa is to this day the most. Did you play this? I want you to play this game, tFay game, since I started streaming.
What? Okay.
Yep.
What do you mean by that?
I mean,
I'm
so you ever
confused.
have? So as a streamer, at one point or another, someone's gonna ask if you've played this game yet, and like, because they want to see you play it, kind of thing, right? So people say, oh, you're gonna play the new Zelda game, you're gonna play the new Mario game, yada yada yada, right? Danganronpa, believe it or not, is the highest requested game. Granted, because I never play it, that people have asked me about, because it's just that amazing a game, and I never played it because I've already played the games. So it's just replaying stories that I know already.
Oh, so it's Pokemon Ranger for me. It's a game that I've never played that people requested.
Well, yes, but you haven't played Pokemon Ranger. I've played the shit out of Danganronpa. It's just not on stream.
I don't think I've ever had someone in chat request a game that I've already played, to be honest.
Oh, really? Fascinating. I mean, I don't know if that's good
Danganronpa
or
is
bad.
also a crowd pleaser. It's one of those games that always gets asked. It's just a matter of when will you get asked, not will they ask you to play it.
Doki Doki Literature Club. When are you gonna play it?
Yeah. But no. I don't know what's gonna happen with Danganronpa. By it, I don't know. I mean, probably. I'm a fanboy. For the record, Danganronpa is the first figure that I ever bought, which started a very, very expensive collection.
Nice. So, I'm wondering if I'm going to be one of the only ones that's super excited about the Advance Wars.
No,
Oh, no,
right here.
I'm
here.
I'm totally in. I'm totally in.
No,
Oh,
I'm streaming
yes.
that.
Never
I'm
played
streaming
Advance
that. All right, that I'm streaming.
Oh, hell yeah. I am
I actually
super
played
excited for
the
that.
I think the first one I actually played back in the day.
All right. And also,
Yeah.
recap real quick for anyone
Yeah.
who doesn't know what Advance Wars. Imagine Fire Emblem, but you don't care if your dudes die.
Tanks.
That's it. That's how you sum up Advance Wars.
Yep, and you play
Yeah,
tanks
also
and
it's-
planes and shooty people.
Yeah,
You just throw your dudes to the slaughter, and you have the cute little characters, and the animations, and the art style's great, and it's a really, really cool mechanic in that. I guess using Fire Emblem as a good reference. If your main character in Fire Emblem's at 1 health, you could still one-shot everybody, and you're fine. If you have 1 health left in a dude in Advance Wars, they're absolutely trash. Like,
Yeah, so what happens is the lower their HP gets, the more the units in that like platoon get destroyed, and it actually affects
which
their
is
performance.
such a cool mechanic.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
I
really
love
great.
Advance Wars.
I'm super excited for it. I mean, gonna want to see more. But yeah, definitely gonna be doing those. We mentioned it earlier, but gonna reference it again. Life is Strange collection, I guess to
Yep.
call it that. You
Yep.
have the remastered of Life is Strange 1 and 2, which is a prequel of 1. Again, I always hate when they say 2s for the prequels, but whatever.
Mhm.
So you have Life
Well, I
is
don't think it
Strange
actually
1
has 2 in its title.
Well,
does
that's
it?
true. It's called Before the Storm, I think.
It's True Colors.
But anyway, no. True Colors is this third one. So you have Life is
Oh
Strange.
my
You
god.
have Life is Strange Before the Storm, and which are both getting remasters for PC and Switch, and I'm pretty
And
sure the other
consoles?
consoles too. For all consoles, I'm pretty sure it's literally for all consoles. And I think it's just fully accessible. And True Colors, I think, is also being fully accessible. But again, on the Switch, that entire collection is coming out September 10th. I don't know why that's like the only game I know the exact date off the top of my head. But that's the only game I know off the top of my head. September 10th, you can get all those games. If you haven't played it before, it's a great game. It's a great LGBTQI plus game as well. If you are in the market for those, I was also requested to do that game a lot this month, but I've already played it twice.
I've heard good things about them. I've heard good things.
If you are blind, great. Like just great. Just stay blind.
I'm sorry.
Stay away from the internet.
If I'm blind. Oh,
Blind
Yeah.
playthrough. Not actually blind.
yeah. No.
There's one more game that I
yeah.
am super excited for. It's sort of a
Mhm.
personal guilty pleasure of mine, and that's the Cruisin' remake. I am super excited for Cruisin' Blast. It's
I don't know. I don't have any familiar with Cruise and Blast,
so those are part of like the old
Let me remember-
arcade racers.
which
like
is probably why I
Cruisin'
don't
Blast
care
was
about
never
it.
on a console, and so
I don't even remember seeing that one in the direct.
Yeah, I don't remember
I think
seeing
it was
that
just
either.
a quick blurb.
but but the cruising games are so fun. They're so arcadey.
Yeah,
And
I used to play
Oh, wait.
Cruisin' USA in arcades. a lot.
Yeah, Cruisin' USA was amazing. That was on N64.
Was it the racing game where
Cruise,
there
and
was
then
like a
Cruisin' World.
unicorn or something?
Wait, hold
Yeah.
on. Is Noctis, are you back yet? Okay, cool. It's not here. I could say this. You know what's
But it's
also
like-
arcadey? Zelda Game & Watch. All right, continue.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But like those were the games that came out back in the era with like San Francisco Rush, and those style of games where racing games didn't have to be super serious. You were constantly like flipping through the air and blowing up other cars and stuff. It was really good.
What
Fun
were you
time.
trying to do to trigger me? I was listening.
But
you guys were talking about
arcadey
Cruising
games, and
USA.
so he said He was talking about it's super arcadey, and I said, you know, it's arcadey, Zelda Game and Watch.
Oh, okay. I see what you were getting at. Okay. I was confused because I was like, Noctis, are you still listening? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what are you doing to try and trigger me?
I was gonna do the bit regardless of if you said yes or not, but you know.
No. Zelda Game and Watch. It's a perfectly great little thing to invest in. I think it'd be great to get people into the first Legend of Zelda games that they normally wouldn't play. It's a smart decision by Nintendo.
You're glad this is a separate
fair.
recording.
People are going to turn on that game, get lost, and they're not going to play it anyways.
That's because the first two
maybe,
games aren't that
yeah.
good.
I mean, again, let's go back to my argument. Not actually go back to it, but just referencing my previous argument about games with that allow too much exploration are dumb. But back to the Switch games. I don't know if anyone cares. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
Heck yes. I am
Hell yeah.
down for some Super Monkey Ball.
So for anyone, who wants me to do a rage game, okay, make me play Super Monkey Ball. Okay, this is like anxiety for my childhood. All right.
But is that a rage game or is that an anxiety game? To me, those are two different things. Like Emily wants to play, it's an anxiety game.
All right, no. For me, it's an anxiety. All right, so I would consider it a rage game. For me, it's an anxiety game because at least what I used to play, I don't know how it controls now. When you're telling me to be balanced and I have to slowly go, but I want to rush, and when I rush, I die. Like I get it's like it's basically a rage game that isn't as designed to be ragey, but for me it's a rage game.
Basically it's a puzzle. It's basically effectively a puzzle game where you can't get chat to just give you the answer.
Yep.
That's actually a great way to put it, yes. And it's that kind of thing. And so I had a lot of fun with it. I think the mini games are great. Yeah, so I think just as a general future, if you want to see me rage about something that's not really a rage game and has lighthearted other options to take your mind off the rage, Super Monkey Ball. Like just that's the ideal tFay rage game, I think, if I had to pick one.
So on to a game that can never be streamed. Tony Hawk. The Pro Skaters 1 and 2 are coming back.
No, you could stream it, just mute the game.
Well, that's the caveat, isn't it?
Aside.
The game's going to lose a lot of its luster without any sound, unfortunately. But yes.
Took me a second. The music.
It's like,
and that's about all you can say about that. Is that they were super fun, sort of arcadey skateboarding games back in the day.
That's the same logic of why you can't play Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy on stream either.
Absolutely. I hope that they add like an option for stream safe option, like Cyberpunk kind of did.
That's literally.
But it's not going to feel the same as Guardians
You
of the Galaxy.
might as well mute it.
Yes, 100%. Which is why I'm not streaming Guardians of the Galaxy if I get it. I'm going to play it myself.
If I do want to do that, all right, I'll stream it on Discord. If anything, I'll say, hey guys, I'm just gonna be casually playing this. I'm on Discord.
Well, yeah,
come watch.
like I'm pretty sure tFay once said, if you're gonna stream something on Discord, why bother? Like, just play it by yourself.
Pretty sure I've heard that as well.
Yes, I stand by it, and I'm also not getting the game. I'm more emphasizing the point that it's like it's just a game that you can't stream. And no, I'm not buying the game, and no, I'm not doing it on Discord.
Did we talk about Fatal Frame yet?
Hopefully by then
we
Twitch figures out a way. Twitch finds a way to stream these games, and it's okay. You don't have that soundtrack.
I like how we just sort of rushed to Nintendo, and then we're like, "What about this game and this game and this game?" Let's just get this out of the way right now. Nintendo saved E3 this year.
Okay, no.
I don't think so.
Hold on. All right, wait. Let's finish the games first. Let's get to finish through their games first, and then we'll discuss saving E3.
Yes, please.
All right, because we're not gonna be able to come back once we start comparing the
directs.
No,
that's a rabbit hole that never ends.
All right.
What other games are there to compare? Mario Golf?
Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame.
And how dare you, Noctis? Mario Golf is going to be fantastic.
It's a Mario Golf game. Who cares?
I know, and they're fantastic. How dare
Right here,
you?
right here.
I love Mario Golf on the N64, but like a new incarnation of it, I'm not lining up
Okay.
at GameStop
Who?
at
Yeah.
11 o'clock at night for a midnight release of it. Who cares?
Okay, I don't. I first of all, separate argument, but I don't like how that's the metric of should you care about a game is if you're willing to line up at 11 p.m. at a
I like to
GameStop.
If I'm
imagine Knox
not
has like
going
no
to a
time
midnight
whatsoever because
release
he's
of it, I
constantly
can play it
napping during the day
anytime
to
I
get up for
want.
midnight releases.
Okay, I think Mario Golf is a solid game. And I think also, especially with like the race mode where you're just all
Yeah, the
running and hitting
speed
the
golf.
balls.
Yeah, hit it and then
I
run.
definitely think, yeah, that's just screaming great co-stream content. Just get the viewers in and just all hit the balls running. Literally.
Yep.
Go play golfing with friends. There you go. There's a golf game for you.
How dare
Okay,
you?
we're gonna officially move on to Fatal Frame because I
Yes, please.
Oh,
I'm about to
I'm
rage
about
Because
to
you guys
so much.
can't defend your dumb Mario-themed golf game
no
against
Fatal
a much
Frame.
because
better
I literally
Fatal
have an
Frame.
argument. All right,
ended.
we will give a separate
Can you
argument,
mod
but
Mario Golf? No, you can't.
Not
I can
this-
already
some
tell you that.
people live in a country that's not USA and it's very late for them and we want to be able to not be here all night. We can argue this later.
This argument will happen, just not right now.
Yes. Fatal Frame. For anyone who does not know and didn't watch the trailer, because it's pretty obvious if you watch the trailer, you're fighting. All right, it's literally as if you remember earlier when Dapper very accurately said, "Depower the player. That's how you make a horror game. You have ghosts. You have a camera. You're fucked." It's great.
Yep.
It's literally
It's
one of-
also I believe it's a port from the last Fatal Frame game that
Yep.
was made.
Yes.
I looked
So
it
this
up
is made
from
for the
the
Wii
one that was
U?
on the Wii. Yeah, on the Wii U.
Yeah, yeah.
So when the Wii U came out, everybody and their dog, all 10 people who had a Wii U, were saying, "Why are you not having a Fatal Frame game? This is why you have a Wii U pad. We need a Fatal Frame
Seriously.
game." That's verbatim what they were saying. And then when the Switch came out, same argument. Why do we not? For the record, this is the horror equivalent of Pokemon Snap argument. All right, it's if you're gonna have a game with a camera feature, give it to me. And they came out with Fatal Frame. All right, and Fatal Frame. For the record, I've never played Fatal Frame before. It's literally one of my bucket list games that, oh, I want to play this, but I'm not buying a PS Vita and I'm not buying a Wii U, but I want one on the Switch. And they're finally doing it and they're making me happy. Better
Time to
be
stream it.
available for October. Well, if there's no official release date, it's just 2021. If they have common sense, they'll release it early October and I could stream it for Halloween.
Well, that might be the plan too. Is like they don't want to be like, cheeky, we're releasing it October. They might just be like, let's just shadow drop it on October and let's just let people just do what they want with it.
Either way,
I hope that's the case.
I'll be sure to line up at 11 p.m. at night so I could get a physical copy of Fatal Frame.
Oh my
I have
god.
feelings, guys. You don't have to make fun of me. I would appreciate it. Like physical, like
Pretty cool, but
isn't midnight release a great bar to set for a game you give a shit about?
No!
Like the
Maybe
last.
it's like 1990.
I went to a Halo 4.
Argument for another time, Noctis. All right, let's keep
I
it
went to
E3.
Halo 4. I stood in line at a GameStop in Montana
Look
in
what we did,
negative
TFay.
2-degree
I'm
weather
sorry.
for
The joke
Halo
was too funny to
4.
pass up. The joke was too funny to pass up.
All right, so now we have to talk about the Zelda Game & Watch again, right?
All right. Is there anything else that we care about? Worms Rebel exists. Asteria Ascending, our JRPG, has cute girls. All right, nice.
Fantastic.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. You could play through the same 4 sagas for the 20th time, or you could just
Yep.
watch the anime. One or the other.
I think that's literally everything.
That's it.
Strange
Brigade. It's strangely
Just
we
a
forgot
point.
I
about
don't
it.
remember what that
It
is.
exists.
It's weird. Oh, my bad. Strange. Ha 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 ha.
It exists. All
You
right.
know what was one thing I was reminded of earlier when you mentioned that you hate when sequels are just called 2?
No, I hate when
Um,
prequels are. I hate when
oh,
prequels are called two. But the second
Oh.
games are the
No,
prequels.
you did say sequels
Yeah.
earlier.
No,
I would like to point that
no,
out.
no, no. But I meant to say, I'm explaining. Feel free to say I mistalked. What else is new? I meant
You
to say I
mistalked.
hate when prequels are the second game.
fair enough. But yeah, I just realized we still don't have an official title for Breath of the Wild 2, quote
Yeah,
unquote.
and they didn't even call it Breath of the Wild 2. They called it sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it's
that's
gonna
what
be
So
they're
like
it's
calling
Breath
it.
of the
not going to
Wild
be Breath of the
Renegade,
Wild.
Breath of the Wild Finale, Breath of the Wild
Breath of the
It's gonna
Wild.
be like
Resurgence,
Wind Waker to
Revolutions.
Phantom Hourglass, Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask. You know, it's going to be a different titled game.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right.
So I wonder if we'll have Breath of the Wild in the title.
hold
I mean,
on.
if you look at
Probably going to be
the
like
rest of it,
Exhale of the Sky or something.
Can we
if you look
actually?
at the rest of the Zelda series, then no. Yeah.
All right,
One
guys.
Return
Hear
of
me
the
out.
Beast.
Hear me out.
Title.
All right. Hear me out. Zelda Breath of the Wild Game and Watch. All right. That's the game. There we go. I
Mhm.
solved it.
Oh wow, definitely. Amazing.
Holy hell! This is a
Blown
momentous
away.
occasion. For anyone who can't see the live chat, we have bots. I don't remember the last time we've had bots. Our podcast is blowing up.
Oh my gosh.
It happened.
Hey, we're famous.
No. I mean, this
No,
is
if
more
you
of a
wanna
personal
be
thing.
famous.
I've legitimately not had a bot in my stream in like 6 months plus.
Same. Yeah, no, that's weird. I
They're
did
starting
have
to
a
adapt and
person
overcome.
that came in and acted like a bot, and I banned them. And then their friend who came in with a raid said, "No, they're from Ukraine. They don't speak English very well. That wasn't cool." Oops.
Oh, Noctis.
Yeah.
Oh no, no.
I remember this. I think I was there.
You poor soul.
I no, the person was the person I banned. I felt so. Oh god, I still feel bad. All right, I'm gonna go punch myself.
I put
No.
an awe sound alert for the Ukraine guy. But all right, so all right, so before we talk about who won E3, I think we can at least all go through each one by one and say like what our favorite direct is. Like just to give pre-context to this discussion. So I
Who would
guess
you like to go
I'll start just because no one else is talking.
Yeah, let's start left and go right.
Sure. I think that Nintendo both had the best direct and my favorite direct. Favorite direct because I don't care about shooty pew pew. And best direct just because the games are coming out sooner.
Ah, fuck. That's a great. We talked about that point earlier. Like a lot of these E3 directs,
Don't worry
whatever
about
you
Tfay's
call them.
point. What's
quick,
your
just
point
quick, just
that you got it?
just quick personal opinion again to give viewers context before we argue about it. Just
I
say your
know, but the
favorite-
point you kind of ruined it. All of the
Don't have to
Nintendo
worry
games
about
coming
his
out
point. What's
this year
your
or
point,
next year.
Noctis?
It does. I forgot. I was thinking of all the games on the Xbox that I was excited to play, but then I
There you go.
remembered I don't know when I'm gonna play a bunch of them. Nintendo,
It doesn't matter.
no, they
Did you
said,
like the
guess
direct
what,
better?
bruh? You're gonna play in June, July, and October.
Why is
There's gonna
Noctis
be so
making
much
an
stuff.
argument out of nothing?
Because you guys were arguing with me. You didn't
We
let me
weren't
talk.
arguing.
You just started. You started interrupting me, which I mistook as trying to argue with me.
We're saying just say your favorite and move on.
I would like to
Uh,
wrap up the podcast before 6 a.m.
I would agree. You know what? I'll give it. Okay, Nintendo had the best direct, but Xbox probably has the games I'm excited about most. To be honest, go Dapper.
I have to give it to Nintendo. I loved it this year. It's a close second. It would be Devolver Digital. Next.
I think my favorite, like enjoyment wise, was Devolver, but probably the most games that I'll actually play is either Xbox or the IGN shows. And I just do want to add in, like, yes, this E3 wasn't great, but we do have to keep in mind that a lot of these companies have had to deal with a lot of the same stuff that we've all dealt with this year. So,
Yeah,
then
so
this E3 and probably next year is not going to be as good as the previous ones.
so all right, well, Flora, Flora, you go.
Um, well, of course I'm biased. I don't have an Xbox. I don't have a PlayStation. I don't have a gaming PC. What other platforms are there? I don't know. I just have a Switch. So yeah, I'm not sure what's so funny about this.
Noctis is laughing at the live chat. Ignore him, Flora.
Okay. I try. Anyway, yeah. So Nintendo is the only stuff I really personally care about. I did see some cool games in the other directs, but yeah,
Noctis, do I
always
actually
Nintendo
have
for
to
me.
surfer mute you?
Could
You're
you
not
still
muted. You're
hear me in my
laughing over.
mucus mic?
Looks like you're laughing at Flora.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's weird.
So my mucus muted. You shouldn't be able to hear it.
We can hear you.
Oh, we did.
What the
Very
hell? Whoa, that's not good. My mute button does
Okay.
not work on my mic then.
Mhm.
All right, I'll just
Just
unplug
push
it.
We'll
on.
check that later. So, Flora, can you try to say that again, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Nintendo is basically the only games I will play. The only stuff I really care about. The stuff I like. It's basically the same thing you said, tFay. I don't care about all the pew pew. There were some cool games I saw in the other direct, but I will not be playing them. But maybe I'll see some streams and watch the flashy colors.
So weird, controversial thing as Mike was saying. Again, this question is not going to be my opinion so much as it's just an interesting opinion. Pandemic happened. No point of arguing it. Like companies couldn't do as well as they should
Yeah.
have. Not hating on them. So the argument that I've seen, and this is again controversial, it's back and forth, is should a company come to E3 if they don't have stuff to show? And this is on the context that you're not going to be hated on for not showing up to E3. So
I would say no, because E3 is a lot of money to be dumping on gambling whether or not the little that you
Yeah.
have is going to carry.
Which is probably why Microsoft and Bethesda share the stage. If you think about it.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what. So instead of when people are hating on people for being bad, all right, and the argument is oh, pandemic, I'm like, you guys are making a really weird sideways argument, all right? We know you didn't like it. We know pandemic happened. You should be just arguing on whether or not they should have been here. Why didn't they just put it direct themselves on YouTube or something? And I feel like that would have been a lot more effective and good use of everyone's time and money.
I mean, having it all in one spot definitely, because E3 is a known event every year, and so people come for games. Whereas, if little Timmy Studio puts out a YouTube trailer, and no one's going to watch it, but if there's featured in the Guerrilla Collective show, they might actually get noticed. So it's a way to get publicity.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I would not even have watched something like
my argument
Devolver
is-
or Ubisoft. Just the only reason I watched it was because it was E3.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
Yeah,
gone looking
kinda.
for it otherwise.
So, well, no. So weird thing. So I'm not even using the Guerrilla Collective in my as the point, Mike, because the Guerrilla Collective had games. I'm talking about things like half of Ubisoft, the Capcom one, which didn't even make your list for good reason.
Yep.
Oh wow, yeah, I forgot about that one.
You can make it the Square Enix, if you are going to, I'm not talking about small companies shouldn't book E3. I'm saying that if you're gonna book E3 and you could very, very obviously do not have stuff to show. For Capcom, literally they showed 4 things. One of them was thanking people for playing a game that everyone already beat, and they're saying they're adding more content with basically no information on it. They showed, oh look, here's DLC for Monster Hunter Stories and Monster Hunter Rise. Granted, Monster Hunter Stories did have gameplay in it, so good on them. And then they showed Ace Attorney. That was actually something worth the direct, whether or not you like it or not. That was like actual gameplay and
Oh,
explaining the mechanics,
I'm so excited for that.
right? But like, that was not worth a direct slot. I could argue, give it to another indie company.
So
Well,
basically,
you have
they
to
had
imagine
one
how
game.
much like those spots are not cheap. Capcom paid for that. Paid like a lot of money for that. Like I can't see them making that much back off of it. I just can't.
I mean, I suppose they are a relatively big, like rich company out of whatever was on the E3.
Yeah, but like it's a really weird
Not as
pressure
big as
that like these
Nintendo
big
or
companies
yeah.
have that they have to be at this event.
Yeah, I would definitely say
Yeah.
like companies should people stop pressuring companies be at events.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I
Step one.
mean, Sony wasn't here.
Yeah, you know, last
True.
time I checked Twitter, people are not yelling at the companies who aren't there. Believe it or not, they're yelling at the companies who were there.
Yeah. Yeah, it might
Yeah.
actually be like worse that some of these companies showed up. It might legitimately be worse.
But yeah, no.
Oh. Is
So
Sony even doing anything now? It feels like Sony just does a bunch of like like
Oh.
publishing and no longer doesn't makes a lot of games in their own.
But yeah, so I'm not sure what's happening with Noctis and his mic. But while I want to say let's pick who won E3, I also want to end this without specifically picking who won E3
Yeah.
because I just generally don't like the idea of winning E3 because
Yeah.
it's all personal preferences. People like me and Flora like our, you know, non pew pew games, and other people want their Doom rhythm things. You know,
I
you
think
gotta
it
say
was
things have good and bads.
yeah, I think it was good to have us each like say which one we preferred and then just leave it at that.
Yes. So if you want the meme, all right, wholesome direct, underrated direct, not an E3, they want E3. All right, I love my wholesome games. All right,
100%.
75 games in like an hour. That's a direct right there. Go watch the wholesome direct if you haven't yet.
Let's throw all these games in a shotgun and shoot them at the screen.
I mean, honestly, they're not even part of E3, so I'm allowed to say they won. So wholesome direct officially won E3. So I want to thank
fantastic.
all our guests for joining us today for our special podcast. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry it's in 2 parts. I don't know if I'll be able to edit it into 1. So if this is in 2 parts, I apologize for the 2 parts. My stream died and I had to split it. Thank you again to Dapper. Mike. Big shout outs to Mike for making the spreadsheet that we used as a reference for today's episode. Again,
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
if you want to see more crazy spreadsheets Mike does, join the Discord
Oh
or
no,
follow
poor
him
Mike.
on Twitch. No, he's gonna make them whether we say it or not. So I'm just gonna lean
I
into
know.
it.
Well, don't pressure him into it.
He's Charon. You can't pressure Charon. He's
Yep.
Fair.
Yeah. Any final words from any of you 3 before we let Flora sleep?
No, pretty good. Think we covered it pretty well.
Thank you for having us.
Indeed.
And
Yeah.
it's officially past 6 a.m. So
Huzzah.
Oh, no.
All right. So that's it. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
bye. Good night.